Let's finish planning with formal planning changes in the quality management system. By managing and controlling changes, the organization develops the ability to react and adapt quickly to changes originating from customer demands, competitor strategies, and revision of regulatory requirements. Managing changes refers to the actions of planning the activities for realizing the change and to employment of controls of the result after the implementation. The ability in managing changes enhances the level of involvement in the organization, and failure to manage changes in the QMS is a major contributor to nonconformities. First of all, we need to start with identifying types of changes. It could be different ones. For example, changes in processes, inputs, outputs, and activities of processes. Changes in product and process specification designs, technological, environmental, economical, organizational, infrastructure changes, changes in regulatory environments, resources related to the realization of the product, changes in documented information about product specification, changes as a response to nonconformity, changes referring to specifications and expectations of external or internal providers, changes originating from preventive or corrective actions, changes originating from the modification of the business strategy, and finally, required response to risk analysis and expectations of interested parties. And finally, with the approval, all changes should be approved with the approval of a change at every stage before its implementation. We need to ensure that the change has been identified, reviewed, understood, and properly planned. So I will read major points here. Approval of the implementation of the change after the review of its implications, and approval of the resources needed to implement such change. Also, you need to review the effectiveness can be assessed through several aspects. For example, effectiveness of the planning of the change, assessing the effectiveness of planning, meaning verifying that process, operations, and your internal activities have been implemented as previously planned. And effectiveness of processes and activities, assessing the effectiveness of processes and activities, referring to the validation of performance for such. And finally, after the identification, planning, and approval of the changes, it is time for the implementation.